Hey there, record loving friend. It's Brian from TokyoRecordStyle. On my morning ride home from dropping my kid off at school, I have been streaming on a daily basis to a community I'm trying to forge, or I have forged, or that we have forged. And basically, it's a forum that I've sort of made for me to just soundboard ideas, bounce some things around, share some internal musings, and just challenge myself to broadcast for a bit every day. It's a very interesting challenge, and it's been really, I think, certainly meaningful for me, and it's also been meaningful for a handful of people who are contributing to the channel. Nick Pantazi just dropped a super chat. Nick, thank you so much. Nick, I really thank you for that. It's really thoughtful of you, and I appreciate that. And that's actually, it's one of the things I want to talk about. Thank you very much, Nick. It's a very generous gesture, and it's not lost on me. And it actually gives me a lot of deeper just sense and deeper like stock in how cool and wonderful a lot of the people are around me. And it's not even the amount or the the manner in which you do it. It's the intention behind the gesture. I really, every time I see somebody do something, do something beyond what the call of duty is, I don't instantly go to the thing itself, but to the act behind the meaning, the motivation behind the gesture. I really appreciate that. Hey, how's it going? It's rare to catch you live at a good time for me. Yeah. Well, Adrien Ocean, thank you so much for being here. I'm very happy to see you here. And Adrien Ocean's another person I wanted to talk about on the stream. Ocean Adrien. Um, so I got a comment today that sparked me to make a public live stream. I've sort of drifted away from publicly live streaming, although I'm perfectly happy to do it. But I'm finding myself really enjoying live streaming to people who are really invested in the channel. And I don't mean like invested financially, but are invested in me and invested in a connection that we've made together, and that I don't know, it's both higher stakes and lower stakes at the same time. It's a little bit hard to explain, but on my public facing channel where I make, silly videos like a lot of us do, I'm happy for that to continue to be a place where I publish things that I want to kind of stand behind. Like videos that I kind of worked a little bit on, not necessarily worked that hard on, but that are more than just kind of random thoughts passing through my mind. I want it to be a place where I've been thinking about something for a long time. I've made some notes. I've written a sort of outline, maybe a script of sorts, not really, but kind of. I've got albums ready to talk about, or I'm at some place and I'm thinking, I'm producing something. This live streaming format is a totally different beast. It's much more of a stream of consciousness, and sometimes something will come out of me that I don't really, maybe I haven't thought the way through, or I might, regret saying, or it's a little bit more like higher stakes in the regard that like it's not a polished thing that I'm putting out, and lower stakes in that the people who I'm streaming it to at the moment are the the people who have like basically told me in his told me in by contributing to the channel in some way that, hey, I dig your vibe and I dig you and I want to see you thrive, and so you don't need to like, I'm not going to troll you, I'm not going to throw you under the bus, I'm not going to like leave some shitty remark, I'm not going to, I'm just like on the level, and I want to like be as passionate about whatever the thing is, whether it be music or books or art or motorcycles or whatever the things that I like. They want to share that passion with me. So, and what has happened this year is that I started streaming like on a daily basis to a members only stream, so as to actually create some value for the members who have subscribed to my channel and have for a long time, who've thrown me $5 here and $6 here, and trying to return on the good deeds and goodwill that they've, I didn't want to take it for granted, and I wanted to, I wanted to deliver on the promises that I've made in these kind of, membership tools that YouTube and other platforms give you. So even though there was only, 5 or 10 or 12 or 20 of us in these spaces, I wanted to create something of just something experimental for them. And one of the perks of, a membership thing is, extra stuff. And I've been hearing people out in VC land sort of frustrated when they've seen channels that they like. I saw Mazzy talk about him getting some blowback on having a members channel. I saw Michael Nolan talking about Joe Mayo and his frustration with a members only thing. And today I woke up to a comment that said, oh, all your live streams are members only, it's a bummer. And I was like, okay, so that's kind of like an interesting thing to look at. Somebody's actually complaining that they can't see my content because I've heard people talk about it. So I wanted to like address it a little bit in a public live stream. So I've been live streaming virtually every day since January 1st. So that puts me at like 45 days in a row or something like that. And it's been a good experiment. It's been good for me. It's been good for some people who have been hanging out. It's been good for, hey, Gary. Hey, aloha, Adrien again. Hello, Nick. Hello, James Farley. But, it's like this thing that's so pure, music. This thing that's like, it should be so free and so pure, and to monetize it just seems so wrong. And I understand how people would really get bent out of shape about that. It should be, it should be free. It's something that's so everybody can do, everybody can have, and everybody should be able to, have access to it. And it shouldn't be something that we, turn into. There's a really interesting, there's a guy over here. He's behind the tree. Can you see him? He's doing like Tai Chi or something. That's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. Qigong. Anyway, but I thought of a few things, just an idea or two. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get them all out, but I was thinking about, I woke up to this comment. Your live streams are behind a private members only place. Bummer. And I just thought, okay, well, let's see. What am I doing What are the different compartments of my life where I'm earning money on things and things that I'm not earning money on things? Where are the places that I've monetized and the places that I haven't monetized? And one of the places that I that I haven't monetized is my family. I'm not earning off the back of my kids or my wife. Family is just pure, and I don't know if you could. I suppose if we were still an agrarian culture and I were putting my kids to work to help grow the crops, I could be earning money on my family, but I'm definitely not earning money on my family. In fact, they're depleting me of all my resources. And my job, it's 100% earning money. I have a full-time, super, super full-time job, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, but it's more like, you know, 5 to 9. And that's my jobby job. And I have a jobby job. And then I have like I have all this ancillary stuff that's also job stuff, job related stuff. It's hustle, but it's also like it's mostly for a hustle for coin, but it's also sometimes, helping people out or like giving back a little bit. And then I have this whole other thing that I do that's like I learned luckily I gratefully, I fortunately learned, and I'm very grateful for having learned that, service is, I want service to be part of my life. And I'm not a church goer. I'm not a religious person, and per se. And that part of like community is not really in my scope, but I feel like volunteering and doing like a regular volunteer effort sort of, it grinds some stone inside my soul that helps, that fulfills me in a way that maybe some kind of spiritual practice would also fulfill. And that one I don't earn money on. In fact, it costs me money to do it. So I have some things in my life that cost, I have some things in my life that I earn from, and I have some things in my life that I don't earn from. And I feel like it's a good balance. And this YouTube thing, it's more about like the experiment of storytelling, I think, than it is about. I mean, it's as much about broadcasting and storytelling as it is about sharing music. I'm here by myself streaming online. I'm not doing like a live stream with other people. I'm here streaming by myself. Nick says, well, maybe you should start charging your entire family rent. Yes, it's true, Nick. I will start charging them at some point. Actually, I was making cookies. I think I mentioned this the other day, but I was making cookies with my daughter the other day. And we were in the kitchen for like 6 hours, and we had a iPad on the countertop, and we were watching a movie while we were making cookies and while we were making dinner for our family. And I was we made like 200 cookies, and I was so tired of making bored and exhausted of making cookies for so many hours that we were on the last little batch of dough. And I said, here, let me just do this last batch, because I could just do it 5 times faster than the two of us doing it together. And I started rolling it out, and I started cutting the things up with the cookie cutters, and I started putting them over, and I wanted to wrap it up quickly. And I had to like stop myself and say, oh God, this is all good. Like, why am I rushing? Like, I don't want this to ever go away. I mean, this will be gone at some point, and I won't be able to enjoy this again. Making cookies in the kitchen with my daughter, watching a movie, chatting about this or that. And God, I would pay rent for that. I would hire my daughter to, my kids, rather than charge them to stay. I would pay them to stay if they would. It's such a joy. And maybe that'll change at some point, but at any rate, um but Ocean Adrien, who's here, I want to shout out. So Nick, thank you again for like throwing that super chat at me. I want to talk about sweet Ocean Adrien, who I sent a postcard to in Hawaii. And I don't know if Ocean Adrien was the only one, but I sent about 100 postcards out to people with stickers. I totally from the, because I wanted to, with no expectations for anything to come back from it. Zero. I put my return address on the envelope just so, if they were to get lost in the mail, they might find their way back to me, but for no other reason than it's like protocol to put a return address on a letter that you send out. But I got a letter back from Ocean Adrien. I got a letter back with a couple of stickers and a little note. And it was a very, very wonderful thing. It made my week, it's still making I'm still glowing from it. Because it was great because I was reminded of like how fun it is to receive a letter in the mail and how like unexpected and what a surprise and how fun it is. And in Japan, like we have this culture of like gift giving, and the I've hold on a second. I've learned the nuances of souvenir gifting, omiyage they call it. And you can actually give too nice of a gift to somebody. And because when you give too nice of a souvenir to somebody, you burden them with the notion that they have to return the gift. They have to return the gift, or they have to produce a physical thing that you've given them every time they see you. And that's why it's better to give something like perishable, so that you're giving them the gift of also not having to remember that you've gifted them something, if that makes sense. And which is all to say that it doesn't really, really matter what you gift somebody. It's just that it's just the thought. You've thought of them. And you've done a little bit with that thought. They say like anytime you think of somebody in your mind, in your imagination, somebody who you haven't thought about for a long time, that's a great reminder to send them a message right in that moment that says, hey, I'm thinking about you. I just want you to know I'm thinking about you. And don't let that moment pass. All my coworkers bring back goodies when they come back from Japan. Yeah. I mean, just little goodies, just to say like, oh, my office mates are still if I was playing it by the rules, we'd be in gym class right now. It's just a little nod to them to say like, hey, thanks for being in the office while I'm out here gallivanting around the globe. And I've thought about you, and I have sympathy that you're not where I am. So accept this little tiny, goodie from wherever I am, so as to say, I'm sorry and thank you. And so the reason I bring that up is because it's really like the thought that it's really the thought that counts, right? And so Adrien sent me this little postcard, and yeah, got a lot in here. Just give me a second. Let me try to get it out. So the people who were in my YouTube universe, who were supporting the channel, and I kept saying like, I want to deliver on these promises that I've made in my membership perks. I want to provide you with playlists, and I want to provide you with private things and new release things, but I don't think you really care about any of this stuff. But I know you're just supporting the channel because you want to support the channel, but I do want to return on those promises, so that it's, so it's to see what happens if you do, just to experiment for all of us, to see what happens when you do those kinds of actions. And somebody suggested, well, why don't you start a Discord, and we can all make it a place to gather, and we can, talk about things there. And I had already made a Discord when I launched TokyoRecordStyle. I went and got all the things that you could possibly get, the Twitter and Facebook and all these things, and I got the Discord. So I'd played around on Discord, and I fired it up, and I invited all the people who were on the YouTube members over there, and there was like 6 or 7 of us, and it's been really, really, really groovy, like super groovy, like groovy on an hourly or daily basis. Like I can't, like it's bringing me so much joy and fun and satisfaction. And I think I can speak for everybody who's hanging out there. It is as well. And it's nothing more than like a chat. It's nothing more than an open, chat with friends, but it's curated conversations, and it's enthusiasm for others, and it's encouragement, and it's just fellowship in our shared love for music and beyond. And I said to the posse that's in there, hey, there's other people who have supported the channel in some capacity, and I want to seed this thing with a few other people who've genuinely contributed to the channel in some way. Maybe they haven't done a super chat, or maybe they're not a membership, or maybe they didn't come on the Tokyo taxi, or maybe they haven't contributed financially, but they went out of their way to do something extra for the channel. And the reason that I really appreciate the value in those acts is because I've learned from my own experience through doing my volunteer project that we can all do something. And that's not that I want to oblige you to do something for me, but I want to challenge you to go beyond. And, when I started my volunteer project, one of the things that I learned through doing that is how to use your talent and your skills to do good deeds. And, basically we used our monies in the initial stages of our project. We earned money and we donated money to some things, and we just felt like empty. It just didn't feel like enough, just getting money and then giving donating money to somebody. And I know they needed the money, and I know that I'm sure it went to good places, but it wasn't enough. We didn't feel like it was enough. It just left us like feeling a little bit like we wanted to do more. There was still more in us to give, and we just we didn't know how to give it. It's like, if you're a person who has a lot of love to give and you don't have any place to put it, it's a great gift to be able to find a place to put it. And you can cultivate that part of you that wants to give, and you can grow it, and you can actually generate more. I don't know. I don't want to, good-heartedness. I think you can. I think I have. And it got me off, like really hard. And I realized that, wow, to give is to receive. And the more that I give, the more that I receive. And so I could see that people could in my community could see me getting off on that. They could see that our little band of gypsies going around doing volunteer work with photography and stuff, they could see how much fun we were having and how much joy it was bringing to people. And they wanted to say to me, hey, I saw your Merry Prankster wagon. I want to get on board, but I'm not a photography person. And the thing that I learned from doing my project is, well, I just use my talent. I just use my skill to do the thing. So what's your skill? Oh, there's a tanuki. Hold on. There might be a tanuki crossing the street. Hold on. Oh my God, I just saw a tanuki. Oh, there he goes. Ah, it's a tanuki. Is it a cat? Is it a fucking cat, or is it a tanuki? Oh fuck, it's a cat. God damn it. It's a cat. I thought they were a tanuki. Tanukis are very rare, and you're very lucky to see them if you see them. And this is where they would be. And he had a little stubby tail, like a cat, like a little, like a feral cat would have, which is what made me think he was a tanuki. Dang it. Sorry to go off there. I love tanukis. They're like the greatest creature ever. Tanuki. You got to look up tanuki. I have a video on my channel. It's called tanuki. 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 It's the Japanese raccoon dog. And it's a mythical creature. And it's a real animal, but it's also a mythical creature. And it's like a hakubishi. It's like a civet. It's not a civet, but it's a critter, and it's funny. They have a really, really funny story, and they're troublemakers, and they're really funny, and they're like foxes, kind of. They're rare, and you don't see them that often, but you do see them from time to time, and they're usually kind of nocturnal, and yes, they're monsterish, and they're really, really cool. I thought, damn it, it was a cat. I've been hoodwinked. Drats, foiled again. That would have been really cool if it was a tanuki. You see them sometimes. It's been a while, though. You can go a year without seeing one or more, And they're shapeshifters. They have a little mythology about them, which if you knew enough about them, you can understand my palpable excitement to see one. I could have sworn it was one, but I should have known better. It had that little. They have a little short raccoon tail with they don't have rings on them quite. They've got like brown and black rings. So are we wearing red for the Chinese New Year? Happy Chinese New Year, everybody. Yes, we are wearing red for Chinese New Year and Ramadan and Fat Tuesday, although it's already Ash Wednesday today. And I think there was a solar eclipse, and there might be one other thing. It's like a giant alignment of holidays. And I don't think they come along. I don't think they won't align like this for another 1,000 years or something. So yes, happy Chinese New Year, Year of the Horse, and I hope everybody out there is enjoying Chinese New Year. I work with some Chinese friends, and I was wishing them a Happy New Year yesterday. So, okay. So back to this notion of using your talents, using your skills and your talents to put them to good use. This comment that I got this morning, all your live streams are members only. That's a bummer. To be honest, it's a little bit of a bummer that, and granted, I haven't really given you this opportunity, but it's a little bit of a bummer that, you're not more, you can't be more enthusiastic or encouraging. And I want to give anybody the opportunity to go an extra mile. The comments that people leave on your videos is very nice, and it's very encouraging. And I don't want to discount them whatsoever, but I'm leaving comments on videos as much as I can, and I want to challenge anybody to do something a little bit extra than what you normally do. I want to challenge you to take a cue from either Nick Pantazi, who dropped $1.99. I'm not gonna ask for anybody to drop a super chat, but Adrien went to the post office. It wasn't even it wasn't even the $2 or $5 or whatever she sent, or it might have actually been quite a bit more. She sent me a couple stickers, and she sent me a Hallmark card, quite a nice kind of card, and the whole thing probably cost her $10. But it's irrelevant what she did. I mean, it's irrelevant what she spent. It's the fact that she thought to go to the post office, to get the thing, to write something, to put it in an envelope and buy a stamp and stick it in the mail and send it to me. That's a beautiful, simple act that it inspired me. Truly inspired me. it inspired me to, and it motivated me to be like, oh shit, I gotta send some more thank you messages, you know? I gotta be better at, I know it's just a gesture of appreciation, but that's like what perpetuates all this good vibe shit, you know? Good vibe shit. Good vibe shit. That's what perpetuates all the good vibe shit, Adrien. And it's very meaningful. And that's why I said to my Discord homies, hey, I'm going to invite my friend Adrien into this Discord thing because she fucking did something cool and I want the cool people to be here and she's fucking cool. And I keep getting the cool people. And that's why I'm like, I don't want to be like the cool kids. I don't want to be like exclusively cool, but inadvertently, that's what's happening. All the cool kids are hanging out, and I'm really, really, really stoked. So, I know, you don't want to be on my members thing. That's okay. And I know you don't want to monetize music. I get it. But if you want to come hang out on this Discord thing that I have, where I will eventually, I'm working every day towards it. I'm working to getting these live streams that I'm doing here in my members only thing onto the Discord. It's going to take a little bit more time, but there's a way that you'll be able to watch these members only videos things on the Discord. And there's a way to, and what I'm trying to say is you don't have to be a member to be on the Discord, but I challenge you to do something that puts out good vibes out there. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? I feel like I'm not making sense, which is why I'm normally doing these to a smaller posse of homies, because I can't really get these ideas out, just stream of consciousness, but I'm trying, and I should get a few points for effort. So it's all a bit of a crapshoot. It's all a bit of a, it's all a bit of an experiment. But it's all meant to be about it's kind of like, if somebody gives you a free membership at the gym, you won't go. But if you pay $20 for a membership, you gotta get the value out of that membership. You gotta shit, I paid for it. I should go get some, lose some weight, get some muscles. And it's really upon me. So I look at it kind of a little bit like that. It's not that it motivates me to do it, like having memberships and things like this, but it's like an experiment that, oh shit, I gotta return. I have to do something more I have to create a system that helps me, forge a thing. It's an investment, it's like an investment of time and energy. And yeah, you can put a number on it, but if the number doesn't suit you, then what is it you got to trade? Let's trade something. And I'm happy to give, I'm happy to give altruistically and completely and without expectation of reciprocation. It's not really what it's about. It's about trying to amplify a vibe, amplify something. And it's not just me, it's certainly not. In fact, I'm receiving more than I'm putting in, but I'm trying my best. That's the whole thing, is that the more you get put in, the more you get out. So anyway, this Discord thing, let me just explain it to you real quick, and then I'll sign off, and you won't have to listen to me anymore. But it's if you don't, I'm sure you all already know Discord by now, but if you don't, it's just basically a chat room, and it's a forum, and it's kind of curated conversations, and you have to just basically make a Discord membership, and then you have to be invited to my thing or whatever. And in the thing, we have some conversations that are strictly about gear talk, or they're strictly about whatever talk, or a place you can introduce yourself. And there's like 7 channels, and they're all active. And it's obvious that some of the channels are more important to some members, and some of the channels are more important to other members. And anytime somebody leaves like a comment on a thing, other people will acknowledge the comment and say like, hey, I appreciate your angle on it. And it's like I don't know, it feels like you're on like a volleyball team, you know? And it's like, don't mind, it's okay, we'll get them on the next one. Or, yeah, we did it. It feels like a fucking cool crew. It's a cool thing happening. And I want to encourage anybody who wants to come and be a part of it, then find some way to, contribute to it somehow. Send a postcard, do something that amplifies, that extends. It's like, what are those like little internet, those little, like, what do they call them? Like when you have a signal and it's like this, your signal goes and it gets weak and then it signals out again. Remember like the Hot Wheels racetrack? You've had those little spinner things, and like when the car gets to go slow, it like, once it hits one of these things, it's like, shoo, and sends it off again. It's like an amplifier, It's like a relay, It's a relay. Be a relay is what I'm asking. I've enjoyed your live streams enough to motivate me to renew the gift membership you gave. Dude. Fuck me. That's fucking great to hear, dude. I really am stoked to hear that. Jack Yay 5208. Tell me how to pronounce your name. Jack. Dude, that's really awesome. I really appreciate it. It's all feeding back in. It's all like staying up a little bit later. It's instead of flipping through a bunch of stupid shit on the phone, it's like investing more time into the thing. I gotta return Jerry, thank you, Jerry. I want to make it good for you, Jerry. That's fucking great, dude. That's amazing. I'm just delighted to hear that. And I don't want that to make you say, oh shit, now I'm stuck. Now I got to do it the next time. But I'm trying. I'm just trying. But I do think it's important that it's not that, it's like people can have a free ride, but you're doing a disservice to yourself by expecting it all to be free. And again, like, it's not about money or freeness. It's just about, it all kind of ties back to this whole thing about physical media. I mean, somehow it does. It's like, yeah, you can stream it, but you can also hold it in your hands, and you can, smell it and lick it and taste it and eat it and completely consume it, completely have it. You can, dote over it and just appreciate it fully, It's not just some ephemeral thing that just is like in the ether. That's cool too, but I think that there's something about just like ponying up for something. And it's not, I mean, when I buy a CD, I'm into CDs right now. And when I buy a used CD for 300 yen, I know that the artist isn't going to get that, 1% of that $3 that I paid for the CD, but yet it's going to tell the shop that, hey, we sold a unit. It seems somebody is interested in this stuff, and we should do more of it, We should get more of these CDs so that maybe we'll sell more units. And the next week I go back and buy 2 units, So I want to use and if I could trade photography for CDs at the shop, I probably would if they'd let me, but they don't. But I'll tell you, if you send me a postcard with a sticker in it, or if you send me a $2 super chat, or if you You say like, hey, I went and volunteered at the soup kitchen and I signed my name with Tokyo Record Style on it. Not that I need the fucking credit or anything like that, but I just want to inspire this idea that it just shouldn't be. You'll get more value out of it the more you put into it. You'll receive if you give. That's what I want to say today. And I know this from experience. I'm not just like speaking platitudes. Like I have people, they've accused me of, that I do these, I'm motivated by, the satisfaction that I derive from doing volunteer projects. That's why I do them, because they get me off, and I'm not doing them altruistically for the benefit of the recipient, and for that reason that I negate the goodwill of the project, and I just have to laugh at these people, and I have to pity them, because I know that they don't do anything. Otherwise they would know that that's not the case. It's not empathy, but it's like, it's human, it's very basic human psychology, or it's very basic just empathy. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, wow, you've never stuck your neck out for anybody, or you've never, so anyway, you can do both. You can put out, something can cost money. It's like music, music costs money to make, and it can cost money to make. It can buy, you can have to buy it and sell it, and it can still be awesome, and you can still love it. It doesn't have it doesn't have to be free for it to be righteous or for it to be cool. It's okay, It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to get rich on it. You can have some ethics about it, but you don't just have to and I think that's probably the problem of a lot of us, is that we believe that wrongly, that we can just give away everything that we make and we'll be rewarded for it. And I know from doing that, I know that that's a self-sabotaging way. It's a great way to be, and I admire people who do that. And I don't discount it, and I think it's really cool, and I'm inspired by it. But I'm flexible enough to know that you can do both. It can have some costs. It can require some capital, you can feed back into it. You can even, you can even take a holiday on it, because if the holiday will help you recenter and be a better contributing member to the thing, then it's okay. If your intention is good, and if you just kind of keep taking stock in that intention, and keep, every time you see somebody who sends you a postcard, you go, oh my God, that's so nice, and you just are like, wow, I'm not gonna forget this. I'm gonna talk about it till I'm blue in the face, because I'm gonna remember that gesture. My mother always pressured, I'm gonna to send thank you notes. My mom always did you send him a thank you note? Did you send him a thank you note? Did you send him a thank you note? Yeah, I will, and you never do. And it was Adrien's little thank you note that made me think of my mother, and made me think, I gotta send more thank you notes to people. And sometimes you gotta leave those messages that you don't reply to. Don't leave those messages. Don't leave unreplied messages as best you can. I'm bad at it, but go through your inbox frequently and see if there's anybody who you haven't replied to lately, and just say oh God, I noticed I didn't reply to you. Or when your auntie comes through your imagination, through your mind's eye, and you're like, oh, I hope she's okay, send her a message. Hey, just thinking about you, just want you to know that I was thinking about you, hope all is well. And maybe you're like, why would you? And because that's my way of being. And maybe it's not your way of being, but it's my way of being. And I don't claim to know the right way or the wrong way to do it. I just know that my way to do it. So anyway, I'll sign off with that and say thank you very, very much for hanging out. Jerry, thank you, Jerry. Jerry was a race car driver. Old Jer. There's some little kids crossing here. Hey, little guys. Thank you very much. And Nick Pantazi, thank you very much. And James was in the house. And Gary Harris is always a big thank you to Gary. DJ Vinyl Vertigo in the house. What's up, Scott? Nice to see you, Scott. Yeah, good to see all this crew. I like these people. DJ Mr. Joel, appreciate you. Always leaving nice comments. And to my friend who's watching this and who left me a message like, you know, bummer on my thing. You know, I get it, but think about like, you know, think about building people up. That's all, like building people up, not tearing people down. And, you know, let's take these things to heart. When somebody says something to you that's hurtful, maybe it's time to look inward, you know, a little bit. Grasshopper in the house. Hey, everybody, shit, go watch Grasshopper. Grasshopper is dropping a video, I think in 1 hour's time, right, Grass? I think in 1 hour's time, he's dropping a video about, he's doing the Beatles tag. And it looks very interesting. I'm told it's it's an anti-tag. It's a Beatles tag, but it's a Beatles anti-tag or something. So go watch it in 1 hour's time on Grasshopper TV's channel. And Grass dropped an idea on me this morning that's really, really, really cool. Grass sent me, he's not a member of the YouTube channel, but he sent me a CD. In fact, he sent me about 12 CDs and his own record. And I don't even know why he was so generous, but he's like, he's one of those dudes, like, he's just one of those dudes. And he sent me a bunch of CDs, you know, he just was like, this something's going to bring this person more joy than it's going to bring me. I sent my little Dada to Joey Callio, you know, just because I knew he would like it more than it would bring him more joy than it would bring me. And I'm so happy to see Joey Callio sharing his little Dada guy. You know, I've seen him share it on every other stream, and I'm so happy. In fact, if he's Joey, I don't suspect this will ever get back to Joey, but I found another one, a different Dada the other day, and it was not nearly as cool as the one that I sent Joey, but I found another one. There's like 3 or 4 or maybe dozens of different versions. I found another one. Maybe I should start collecting them for him and send them to him. I did find a different version one, and I thought, oh, and it was only like $2. Well, I was like, he needs 3, not 2. Having 2, so maybe I have to go. I'm sure I can find him again. But Grass sent me these stack of CDs. He actually had a friend who was a cabin attendant, I think, or a pilot, and who was coming to Japan and had a layover, you know, like a full-on, like, airline industry person who had like a one-night layover in Tokyo, comes here once a month or once a week, I have no idea. And she brought a little care package on his behalf to me and gifted me a whole bunch of CDs, and I was so fucking stoked. I was so stoked. I probably have one of them right here. I mean, this one, I have one right here. Quebec. It's backwards for you guys, but Quebec. And I've got it upside down. It's backwards and upside down. That's like, it looks crazy like that. Ooh, that looks kind of cool. Din Peck. That's kind of cool. And I fucking love this record. And I feel a little guilty because I could cash in on this thing. I mean, it was like he could have cashed in on it. They're highly valuable records. By the way, did you see, Grass? They're repressing Quebec. And White Pepper. I ordered the White Pepper. I already have an original Quebec. I think I passed on the repress. Although I should have bought it and then sold my repress, or sold my original. That probably would have been a good, maybe that's still an idea. Anyway. And so Grass, by nature of his goodwill, I said, hey, dude, I know you're not on my YouTube members thing. You know, maybe like, you know, you got to be mindful of your $2 here and $10 here and your subscription to Amazon and Netflix and all this stuff. I get it. I'm there too. But he did do a very good deed that actually far, far, far exceeded, you know, an entire year's or multiple years worth of YouTube membership thing. And the least I could do is invite him to this Discord to hang out. And he's like on the Discord and he's like one of the homies. And it's like, it's the cool homies. So I'm stoked. I'm very, very stoked. Talk to you later, Adrian. See ya. Gotta run. Okay, you guys are taking off. I gotta run too. All right, I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna go queue myself up to watch Grass's vid. All right, yeah, those Wien record store day releases. I called the record shop yesterday and said, they are coming, right? Can you definitely get me a copy? The Freeman record too, right? We gotta get that one. All right, have a great day. Thanks for being here, Gary. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'll see you on the next video tomorrow if you're one of the cool kids. All right, peace out. Later.